The rain's been going for about 15 minutes now. And as you look out front, that little river is part of a, it's about 10 feet wide, 4.5 to 5 feet deep, depending where you're at. It's a ditch system that runs around the entire house, and they're completely full. The other day it actually went up over the road, over the center island that you see there, and all the way over to that privacy fence. You couldn't distinguish where it began and where it ended. Here you can see it continuing. If it keeps up with this, it'll come over the driveway here in probably an hour. Now that corner of that ditch is almost 6 feet deep and about 10 to 12 feet wide when it's dry. So that water right there it's probably somewhere around the 5.5 to 6 feet deep. Now we look out the side, and again this ditch here is about 4.5 to 5 feet deep. It gets shallower as we go down, but it's at least 4 foot everywhere, and it's still 8 to 10 feet wide, and it's completely full because that water now is about 20 feet from edge to edge. And if you look across the road there at that mailbox is sitting in the middle of a river now. Their ditch on their side is deeper than ours, a little bit wider than ours, but yet it's already completely full and coming up over the road. So in about 10 minutes you won't be able to see the grass on our side. It'll look like one ditch about 60 feet wide. And then if you look down the fence line, you can see it goes all the way down the block. So now we're in the backyard, and you can see between the houses is a French drain. It's about 2 feet deep and about 3 foot wide. It's completely full. That bottom rail on the fence is about 18 inches off the ground. So we got about 3 foot of water over there. The pool is about an inch from going over the top. It's got a 2-inch overflow drain that's just pumping out like a fire hose right now. And we continue on up. During the flooding 2 weeks ago, it was Sunday night, Monday morning, the water over here came up and touched the back of the house. You can see where the water's coming off the roof and hitting, but it's running away from the house, which is what it's supposed to do. And there's gravel embedded in the ground there to keep it from eroding. But the water came up through those thick trees there in the middle of the screen, all the way up to the foundation of the house, and then up to those bottom 3 windows on the corner there behind the bushes. Here's a different view of the front. And in the 3 minutes since we were able to film out there and come back here, we're up another 6 inches or so. So the ditches are shot right now. They're completely past flood stage. Right now there's nowhere for the water to go. Down the road is a levee that is about 80 feet wide and somewhere around 25 to 30 feet deep. And it's already been holding about 10 to 12 feet of water in it, so it's the reason the ditches are backing up is the levee's probably completely full. It came over on the west side of the levee last Monday during the flood, but it didn't breach the east side of the levee. If it does that, then we're in a world of hurt. You can see the pond in the back. The pond is our retention. That's where we try to dump to. But as you can see, it's coming up to the fence in the back, so it's a couple feet over flood right now. On the far side of the pond, they've still got a couple more feet. They're a little bit higher yards than we are. But luckily, the yard itself, the house foundation is actually, there's some people playing in the water back here. The house foundation is actually sitting about 8 feet higher than the pond sits, so it really has to dump some water for us to get affected by it, which you see it's trying to.